Welcome to video tutorials from AIO Tech Studio. This video tutorial is about Microsoft Excel XLOOKUP function. It also includes a bonus tip, so do watch out this video till the end. But before we start, here is our intro. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get all the notification whenever a new video is uploaded. This is the documentation provided by Microsoft for the XLOOKUP function of Microsoft Excel. I'll put a link below in the description box. These are the version of Excel which supports the XLOOKUP function. Do check out your version of Excel in this list. Here is the syntax of XLOOKUP function. There are total 6 arguments. The first 3 arguments is required or mandatory. The last 3 arguments is optional. The first argument is the lookup value, the value to search for. Second argument is lookup array, the array or range to search the lookup value. The third argument is the return array, the array or range to return the corresponding item. The fourth argument is if not found. This is an optional argument. It will return the text you supply if there is no valid match. The fifth argument is match mode. This is also an optional argument. By default, if nothing is specified, 0 is the value it takes. Search mode is the sixth argument. This is also an optional argument. It can perform the search depending upon the mode you specify. By default, 1 is the default value. Let's look at the examples now. For the purpose of this tutorial, I have prepared a simple data set. Rest assured, XLOOKUP function can also work on large data set. This is not an official Excel table, but XLOOKUP can easily work on Excel table as well. To begin with, let's try out with a simple XLOOKUP function. We will try and retrieve the name pertaining to this ID from the data set. The first argument is the lookup value. This is our lookup value. The second argument is the lookup array. ID column from our dataset is the lookup array. The third argument is the return array. Name column from the dataset is our return array. Since all other arguments is optional, we will ignore it for now. Let's close the bracket and hit the enter key. Let's check our result. Let's try and change the ID value. So we get the result name 3 from the data set. So let's retrieve the last name from the data set using the same formula. So let's cut this formula and paste it here. But this time we will have to change our return array. So our return array will be the last name from the data set. Let's close the bracket. And we have returned with the last name 3 from the data set. While writing the syntax of the XLOOKUP formula, make sure that the lookup array and the return array are of similar length. If there is a mismatching in the lengths, then it will show a value error. Just recheck your syntax and make the necessary correction. Let's try out a different example now. In this example, we will try and retrieve for the 4 lookup values. So our lookup value will be an array. The lookup array is the ID column and the return array will be the name column. The results automatically spills depending upon its size. The formula sits in the first cell of the spill range. The spill range is shown by the blue border. If there is a text sitting in the spill range, it will show an spill error. Just clear the obstruction to get the result back. In this example, the result is spilled vertically. Let's try out a different example in which the result is spilled horizontally. The lookup value, let's select a single cell for the lookup value. Lookup array, and for the return array, let's select all the 5 columns together. And the result spill horizontally. The current Microsoft calculation engine allows you to spill the data only one way, either horizontal or vertical. So in order to complete this table, one method is to copy this formula down. But before we copy, we have to log the cell reference of lookup array and return array by pressing the F4 key. Now we have logged the references. It's now ready to copy down. So now the table is complete. Let's try out an example in which our data set is horizontally laid. In previous generation of lookup function, there were two different type of lookup function. VLOOKUP for vertical lookup, where the data set is vertically laid, and HLOOKUP, where the data set is horizontally laid. But in this XLOOKUP function, we can either go horizontally or vertically with our data set. Let's try this example now. So let's type the function. The first argument is the lookup value. Second argument is the lookup array. We will select horizontally the lookup array. And the return array also to be selected horizontally. Close the bracket and we get the result. Let's check out another ID. So XLOOKUP can either work vertically or horizontally. Let's look at the fourth argument of the XLOOKUP function, which is if not found. It helps us to specify a text if there is no match found. Let's try a couple of examples now. Fourth argument helps you to return a value if there is no valid match. This is our lookup value. This is our lookup array. And this is our return array. Let's specify the fourth argument. And close the bracket. The function has returned with the value from the fourth argument since it has not found any corresponding item pertaining to the lookup value. But this lookup value can be found in a different data set. That's the bonus tip of this tutorial. So let's see how we can find the lookup value in multiple data set. So instead of hard coding the fourth argument, we can have one more lookup function in the fourth argument. So the lookup value remains the same. The lookup array comes from the second data set, and the return array will also come from the second data set. And The fourth argument of the second lookup function, we will now hard code it to data not found text. And finally, we'll close the bracket and the result appears from the second data set. Let's change the ID from the first data set. So the result appears now from the first data set. So it can now look up both the data set. Let's move to the fifth argument of the XLOOKUP function. In this example, we will try and find out the tax rate from the given tax slab. So let's type in the formula. The lookup value will be the salary column. The lookup array is the amount slab and the return array is the tax percentage from the slab. If there is no valid match, it will return 0 value. And here is the fifth argument, match mode. By default, 0 is the exact match is the default value, but we will take -1, which is exact match or next smaller item. Close the bracket and the result spills to all rows. Since there cannot be an exact match for the salary amount, we have used the fifth argument to get back the exact or the next smaller item. Now let's calculate the tax amount. Salary column multiplied by the tax percentage. Since this is a spill range, we can use the pound key and we get back the spill range for the tax amount. And the final argument of the XLOOKUP function is the search mode. It allows you to find the corresponding items either from the top of the dataset or from the bottom of the dataset. In this example, since nothing is specified in the sixth argument, the by default XLOOKUP function will return the first corresponding item from the top of the dataset. But if we want to look from the bottom of the dataset, we have to specify -1s, that is, search from last to first, and the result will appear from the bottom of the dataset. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give your thoughts in the comment section, and share this video with your friends.